Well, good evening and welcome. For the better part of 2 decades we've been blessed, haven't we? Football has been dominated by two titans, two absolute freaks of nature, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. They didn't just play the game, they redefined it, their rivalry, their sheer consistency, their relentless pursuit of greatness. Every weekend, it was a question of who scored more, who broke another record, who produced that moment of magic that left you speechless. They set a standard that felt, and frankly still feels, utterly unreachable. It's a debate that will rage on for centuries, Messi or Ronaldo. But time, as they say, waits for no one. As their incredible careers have moved into their final chapters, the floodlights are starting to swivel. A new question is beginning to dominate the conversation in pubs, on podcasts, and in stadiums across the globe. It's the question we're tackling tonight. Who is next? Who is the heir apparent to the throne? After the duopoly, who is the single player ready to carry the mantle as the undisputed best in the world? It's a monumental task, filling boots that are simply enormous. The pressure is immense, the expectation almost unfair. This isn't just about who scores the most goals or wins the most trophies in a single season. It's about who captures the imagination, who becomes the face of football for the next generation. The sublime skill, the big game mentality, the global appeal, that unquantifiable stardust that separates the great from the legendary. Let's start with perhaps the most divisive and dazzling player of his generation, Neymar Jr. For years, he was anointed as the one, the natural successor. When he burst onto the scene at Santos, he played with a joy and a freedom that was pure Brazilian magic. He had the tricks, the flicks, the samba flair. He was the street footballer who made it to the biggest stage. His move to Barcelona, forming that devastating MSN trio with Messi and Suarez, was breathtaking. He wasn't just a supporting actor, he was a co-star, capable of winning games all by himself with a moment of genius. The argument for Neymar has always been about talent. Pure, unadulterated, God-given talent. On his day, there are few players in history who can manipulate a football the way he can. His close control is magnetic, his ability to beat a man is second to none, and his creativity is off the charts. He sees passes others can only dream of. The stats back it up too. His goal and assist contributions throughout his career for club and country are simply staggering. He is Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer, surpassing the legendary Pelé. That alone should tell you everything about his caliber. However, you can't discuss Neymar without addressing the counter-arguments. The move to PSG for a world record fee was meant to be his coronation, a step out of Messi's shadow to win the Ballon d'Or. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. His time in Paris was plagued by injuries at crucial moments, especially in the Champions League. There have always been questions about his focus, the off-field distractions, and whether he truly possesses that relentless, machine-like drive that defined Messi and Ronaldo. He plays to entertain, but have the theatrics sometimes overshadowed the substance? Ultimately, Neymar's legacy is complex. Is he the last of a dying breed of pure entertainers, a player who prioritizes jogo bonito above all else? Or is he a story of unfulfilled potential, a king who never quite claimed his crown? His supporters will point to a career laden with trophies, including the Champions League and countless domestic titles. They'll argue that watching him is what football is all about: joy, flair, and unpredictability. But the critics will always wonder what could have been if he had the unwavering dedication of the two who came before him. Now, let's turn to a player who feels like he was built in a lab to dominate the modern game: Kylian Mbappé. From the moment he exploded onto the scene as a teenager with Monaco, you just knew he was different. And then there's the force of nature, the phenomenon, Erling Haaland. If Mbappé is a finely tuned supercar, Haaland is a runaway freight train with the precision of a laser-guided missile. Throwback classic number 9. Reimagined for the 21st century, size, strength, explosive speed, goalkeepers have nightmares about him. Defenders seemingly bounce off him, a physical specimen, and inevitability, goals, staggering record-shattering numbers, Salzburg, Borussia Dortmund, Manchester City, unparalleled consistency, put the ball in the back of the net, broke the Premier League single-season scoring record in his debut season, Champions League strike rate, ludicrous. He doesn't just score goals, he devours them. Ultimate penalty box predator, immediate historic impact at Manchester City, the missing piece for Pep's side, helped secure the Champions League trophy, part of a historic treble in his first season, scores in big games against the best, movement in the box, genius, finishing with either foot, powerful and precise, hunger to score, insatiable, goal-scoring machine, numbers are his argument. But, greatest goal scorer, automatically greatest player. That's the debate. All-round game improved under Guardiola, not the dribbling skills of Neymar, not the creative flair of an Mbappe, a specialist, best at what he does. Is his influence on the flow of a game as profound? Norway, not a traditional powerhouse, limited opportunities for major tournament glory, that will factor into all-time debates. So there you have it.